Welcome to Ill-Equipped History, where two best friends tell you an interesting story or tidbit from the past. I'm Morgan, joined by my best friend and co-host, Emileigh.
Hey, y'all!
How are you doing, Emileigh?
I'm tired. If tired could be in cursive with sparkles, that's... Yeah, we've just, I found out today that I have a gala or gala to go to on Thursday, however you say it.
Ooh.
I've heard. Yeah. So guess who doesn't have jack shit to wear? I was talking to Lou on the phone this morning, like, I have this dress and like, but I need like a shawl. Do I get a fur shawl? Like, I did. I ordered a fur shawl. It should be here on Thursday. So like, fingers crossed. I still have no shoes. I'm ill-equipped. So.
It sounds like it. How fancy though. You get to go to a gala. That's so fancy schmancy.
Yeah.
Is it for your job?
Yeah, it's for my job. So apparently they do this every year. And I looked at pictures from last year to make sure, because like, my anxiety won't let me not snoop. So I looked at the pictures from last year to make sure I was on track for the correct look. And I was like, yeah, because I don't want to be overdressed, but I don't want to be underdressed either.
Absolutely not.
You got to be right in the center. And I think I'm on... like, right, and even better, I found this dress for $8 at Goodwill, and it's like silk.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the one that you sent me?
Yeah. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, yes. Oh.
So I'm gonna go dance.
You're gonna be
my
so
patootie off.
sexy.
And then the next day I'm going four-wheeling.
Oh, yeah, because we get to see each other this weekend. Yay!
We get to be in each other's presence.
With Jeeps.
And my cousin Drew and my husband and your boyfriend. And yay!
It's going to be a good old time.
It's always a good old time. And it is at the off-road park. This sounds so like redneck when I say it out loud. It's at the off-road park that Nick and I got engaged at.
Aww.
Yay!
So sweet.
It'll be fun.
I'm so excited.
I
get to hug you again.
I know. Hold you in my arms.
Hold you tight.
Oh my God. Do you ever hurt yourself and then you continue to hit that one thing
over and over
again?
Yes.
I was laying floors in Aaron and Shelby's house yesterday because my dad taught me at the ripe age of 12 years old how to correctly lay flooring, which turns out is a very handy skill to have when no one else has time and you're there and can lay floors. So I was laying floors yesterday and I smashed the holy fuck out of my thumb. Like it was one of those, like, because I had the hammer. And it was one of those where I was holding the block because you got to hit the flooring you got to hit the hammer to the block so you don't just like shatter the floor.
Right.
My thumb was on it and I got halfway there and my brain recognized I'm about to hit my own thumb. It was fast enough to recognize it. It was not fast enough to get out of its own way. So I knew it was like coming.
Oh,
and I literally, I think I got my thumb out before I even hit my own thumb. Like, it literally just blood started coming out. It's bad. Like I hit like the corner in the nail and it like split open and I've hit this fucking thumb on everything today. And I had a Band-Aid on it to like pad it. So then I couldn't text. So I've been texting with my right thumb and my left pointer finger all day.
That's so funny.
I'm
also,
struggling.
If the audience can hear like a hollow, just like background noise, we left out a jar of peanut butter for my dog after we finished it. So it's him like licking the jar and it like bouncing around like the floor and the chairs and tables in my kitchen. So that's what that noise is. Like echoing on all the wood walls and everything.
I used to love doing that with River because she had the longest tongue of any dog. She would put her mouth around it like this, and then you could see all her teeth, y'all. She would put her lips around it, and she would stick her tongue, and it would hit the bottom. Like, she wouldn't waste a freaking drop of peanut butter. And
That's
she was
so
like,
funny. Sometimes, because Jack is a small dog, we have to cut it in half so he can get the whole jar.
Yeah,
because he's small. Oh. In other news, for our listeners, updates on me, I know we're 10 minutes in. Kyle's and I 5th anniversary was just this past weekend.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks. It was very chill, low-key. We were home by 9:30, which is exactly what I wanted because I'm tired all the time.
That sounds lovely.
But we went to this place in East Nashville. It was our first time going, but we'd been wanting to go for a minute. They had dairy-free bushwhackers, which were delicious, and they're made with a bunch of spices and chicory and cocoa powder, and they put it in this adorable mug with a dairy-free whipped cream with this cute straw, and then they had mulled mead because it's a meadery. Ooh. And it was so good, and I wasn't expecting it to be warm. When I grabbed the glass, I was like, oh, it's warm and it's spicy, and it was...
That sounds lovely.
It was so lovely, and it's going to be one of our new best favorite places. Whenever you come up to Nashville, I'm taking you.
Okay. You don't have to tell me twice.
I'm taking you to 5 million places, so I hope we're going to be here for a while.
Okay. Yeah. You just drag me along wherever you want me to go.
Will do.
Okay.
All right. Well, now that we're 10 minutes into our episode, do you want to get started with our skit? Okay.
We should do that.
It's nearing the end of October. The days are getting darker and colder. Hannah is walking through her neighborhood when she sees activity happening at her friend Amrita's house. Hannah approaches her friend, who's shaking out a rug in her front yard.
Hey, Amrita, what are you doing?
Hey, Hannah. Just trying to get this rug clean.
It looks like it's pretty busy over here. Is cleaning normally a family occasion?
Not to this level. We're getting our house nice and clean to start Diwali.
What's Diwali? Is it like Halloween?
No. There's no costumes or anything. It's our light festival.
Oh, a light festival. That sounds pretty.
It is. I've hung up all these lights in my room, and on Friday we're having the light celebration downtown. You can come if you want to.
Oh, that sounds fun. I don't think I'd be allowed to, though, would I?
Of course you can. Diwali is for everyone. I promise, it's unlike anything you've ever seen. Well, except maybe 4th of July. I'd like you to come with me.
Okay, that sounds nice.
And there'll be 8,000 pounds of authentic food. Remember that time I brought those little syrup balls to school?
Okay, I will definitely be there, if just for those things alone. Does sound like me, oh my god. Bring me the food.
And those syrup balls are the best things ever. They're so good. So, Emily, today we're going to be talking about the Hindu festival Diwali.
Cool.
So actually, when we're recording on November 4th. It just ended yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
So I know this won't be coming out for another week or so. But, it's been a while since we talked about a holiday, and let's talk about another holiday from around the world. So this will be a very short episode because when I decided I was going to research Diwali, I didn't realize there's not a whole lot about it. So this is going to be maybe a 30-minute episode. Just a little short, sweet nugget.
Well, last week was 2 hours, so it's called evening everything out.
Yeah, sometimes you just want a little nugget of something.
That's right.
So what is Diwali? Diwali is a holiday that celebrates the triumph of good over evil, light in the darkness, and knowledge over ignorance. People spend time together and eat good food and celebrate with each other.
Okay.
Other names are Diwali, Diwali, and Deepavali. It comes from the Sanskrit Diwali, which means row of lights.
Cool.
It falls on the new moon of the Kartik month, which is on the Hindu calendar. Quote, after 20 days of Dussehra or Vijaya Dashami, which Hindus will know. And it lasts for 5 days from Dhanteras to Bhai Dooj, which are the first and last day of Diwali.
Okay.
Diwali itself occurs on the new moon or the darkest night of the year. So it's not really lined up to like the Gregorian calendar that we use. It's more of like the phases of the moon. So this year in 2024, it fell on November 1st.
Okay.
Which was the new moon. We've talked about, I'm not going to go into like the history of Hinduism because that was actually our second episode ever.
Yeah, go back to that.
Yeah, re-listen to the history of Hinduism. It goes into a lot more detail about like some of the more belief structures. A very prevalent theme in Hinduism is the triumph of goodness over evil and the celebration of that. And this Diwali is that. So the different days of Diwali, day 1, this year it fell on October 29th, was Dhanteras. And it is a celebration of Lord Dhanvantari. He is the god of medicine and health. So on this first day, it's a really good day to buy expensive things. If you need to buy jewelry or eat like silver utensils, like gold and silver, it doesn't have to be limited to those. People will buy like just
anything.
Expensive stuff in general.
Okay.
And if you buy expensive,
use an excuse.
Yeah. I saw a lot of similarities to like the Christmas shopping season in the West.
Okay.
So kind of like that, except more because there's a lot more people celebrating Diwali than Christmas, just based on like population of countries and stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just by statistics alone, just numbers.
Think of like the continent of India and like the 3 billion people in India plus more around the world, like all celebrating Diwali. So it's seen as good luck if you buy expensive things on this day, and that will, if you buy expensive things, it means year-long prosperity for you.
Ah, okay.
So day 2, which is on October 31st this year, is Choti Diwali or Chaturdashi. And this day celebrates Lord Hanuman and the goddess Kali, or Krishna's triumph over the demon Narakasura, depending on your region. And I'll go into some of the more regional differences later. But this is the day that you clean your house, you declutter all your things, and you light your firecrackers on this day.
Ooh.
So it's almost like a 4th of July thing.
Parker is snoring very loudly. So if anybody hears that, I can see it on the thing. So if anybody hears snoring, it's the dog. He's fine.
Our dogs are just making noise tonight. It's fine.
So much noise. Okay, proceed.
Day 3, which was November 1st, is Diwali proper, or Lakshmi Puja.
So and it's right in the middle.
Right in the middle, yes.
Okay.
And I did look up pronunciations. I'm also I don't speak this language, so forgive my pronunciations. So this is the main festival day. The goddess Lakshmi is celebrated and worshipped, and she is a goddess of wealth and prosperity, is also kind of considered like someone who defeats the dark.
Okay.
And on this day, people will light diyas, or these oil lamps, and candles. And I actually have a picture for you, Emily.
Cute.
I know, these cute little oil lamps.
I want a little oil lamp like that. It looks like it's trying to pour the flame out. Like, it's so cute.
Mm-hmm. They're very cute. They're, for those who can't see right now, if you can't see our pictures, they're almost like teardrop shaped, like little oil cups, or like clay. They're usually like clay.
It looks like a little spout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're very, very big in the holiday. Day number 4, which is November 2nd, is called Govardhan Puja. And this is a day where Lord Krishna is celebrated from saving people from the horrible rains and floods by lifting the Govardhan mountain to like save them from the flood.
Oh.
And people will put out offerings of grains and vegetables. And on the last day, which is November 3rd, which was yesterday, is Bhai Dooj. And this is a day celebrating brother-sister relationships. So sisters will put what's called a tilak, or like a yellow mark, on their brothers' foreheads. And the brothers will give their sisters gifts. So just cute.
Can we do that? I could use more gifts. I have a brother.
You do have a brother, and you can just smear the tilak all over his face.
Forcefully, just right in the forehead and be like, where's my gift?
Like Simba.
Simba.
Or just like smoosh his face into it.
I did once do that, but it was sunscreen on his back and I didn't rub it. So he ended up with sunburn, except a handprint on his back once. So that's what he gets for trusting a 10-year-old with sunscreen. So.
A 10-year-old sister.
Yeah. I was a menace.
Are you really siblings if you're not a menace to your other sibling?
No, you're not a quality sibling if you're not a dick 50% of the time, at a minimum.
Yeah. It's just when you're like closer in age and you live in the same house, you just get on your last nerves. I grew up with 2 sisters within 5 years of age of me, and it was constant.
I
WWE brawls in the house.
Having a brother is so confusing because we are so close, and growing up we were so close, but we would get on each other's nerves. But the moment somebody was mean to me, he's like, "That's my sister!" Like about to rip someone's head off. It's like, do you like me or not? Like,
same. My mom I was too young to remember this, but Ashlyn is my youngest sister, and she was definitely the scrappiest of us all growing up. Yeah. And my mom told us the story when I was on like the McDonald's playground when those were things. A boy I was playing with like pushed me down. I was probably like 6 or so, 6 or 7. And Ashlyn, who was like 3 at the time, like tackles this boy and like sits on his chest and starts like punching him in the face. Very akin to that scene from The Incredibles where Dash is punching that guy, go, "Don't touch my sister." She did that like 15 years prior to that movie coming out, or 10 years prior. "Don't touch my sister." And I probably like threw her when we got home. Like, it's just one of those things that happens.
Yeah. That's siblings are wild.
They are wild. So, what are the origins of Diwali? How did it start? No one knows. Again, we talked about it in the Hinduism episode. Hinduism is really fucking old, you guys. It is the oldest. It's very complicated. It is thousands of years old, like at least 5,000 years old. So, if you want to learn more about it, go back to our second episode ever.
It's like a stressful amount of time old to when you think about it. It's like
it like basically kind of gets around to like when humans were starting to write is about when it emerged.
Yeah.
So what people can kind of gather is that Diwali goes back to ancient South Asian harvest festivals and traditions. Diwali was considered to be the last day of the harvest, most likely.
Okay.
And also, little tidbit to Indian businesses, Diwali is the first day of the financial new year.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Y'all are in quarter 1 now, you guys.
Good for y'all.
Yeah.
Welcome back to quarter 1.
More than 1 billion people around the world celebrate Diwali annually. And there's different origins depending on the region that you live in and also your religion, because it's not just Hindus that celebrate Diwali, there's other religions as well. So we're going to get into a little bit of Hindu folklore. Just these are very basic summaries of Indian folklore. I was trying to find like some more detailed things. Nothing was in English, so this is what I could find. So the first story, which seems to be the most common, is from the Ramayana, which we also discussed. It's like this huge, like epic text of the King Rama. And this was mostly northern India. So the King Rama was exiled from his home, Ayodhya, I think that's how you say it, with his wife Sita and his brother Lakshman. After 14 years, the evil King Ravana kidnapped Sita, and Rama returned to his home. Rama and Ravana battled it out, had this huge epic fight, and eventually Rama killed Ravana and saved his wife. So Rama, Sita, and Lakshman returned to Ayodhya, and the citizens lit earthen lamps, or those diyas, to celebrate their return and decorated with rangolis, which I'll get into a little bit later, but that colored pattern is a rangoli.
Ooh, the really
in the
pretty
pictures.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
If you Google rangolis, like that was just like one I picked. If you Google them, like you will find like hundreds of pictures of different designs and colors. Then they're all beautiful.
Cool.
So that's about King Rama. Another folklore tale, which if you're Hindu, you may understand this. I didn't really get it. It's from the Mahabharata. I assume these are families, but the Pandavas were exiled by the Kauravas after losing a dice game for 13 years. And they returned on the new moon of the Kartik month, which is the first day of Diwali.
Ah.
So there's that legend. In southern India, Lord Krishna, if you talk about Hinduism, you're going to talk about Lord Krishna a lot. He's a very, very popular god. He's actually an avatar of Vishnu. He defeated the demon king Narakasura. The demon had imprisoned 16,000 women.
Oh.
And tortured and severely punished anyone who spoke out. So Lord Krishna came in and saved them all and killed the demon king.
Okay. All reasons to celebrate.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And in Western India, Vishnu banished the evil king Bali, who was a threat to the gods, to the underworld. So those are some different Hindu mythologies surrounding Diwali. Sikhs also practice Diwali. Their religion emerged from the late 1400s, and they celebrate the Guru Hargobind, who was imprisoned for 12 years by the Mughal emperor Jahangir. In the 1600s, he was released. So Diwali is the day he was released. That's celebrated by the Sikhs. The Jain, it's Jain, but it's not Jain. I think it's Jain. This was a religion that emerged around the 1st century BCE, so it's another pretty old one. Diwali is the day Lord Mahavira reached nirvana.
Ah.
So that was their big day. And Buddhists also celebrate Diwali. Their religion emerged around the 6th century BCE, another pretty old one. And that was the day the Hindu emperor Ashoka converted to Buddhism.
Oh, okay.
So those are just some different religions and their connection to Diwali and why they celebrate.
Yeah.
So let's get into some different traditions of Diwali. So the biggest one are the candles and diyas, those little lamps.
Yeah.
Very, very big. Another big part of Diwali is the food. Food is a very big piece. Sweets,
food.
Snacks. So I wrote a couple. There's a snack called laddu, which is like it's not a donut hole, but that's the closest like Western thing I can think of. It's like a sweet spherical pastry.
Yeah.
But they come in all kinds of different flavors, textures. It's more like sweet bread. There's barfi, which is milk fudge.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It took me a second to put those words together, but yeah.
I know. When you hear barfi, it sounds like barf. But no, it's it's a milk fudge. It looks like white chocolate, but I'm sure it's a little bit different. There's jalebi, which is a fried spiral pastry. It's like a really, really thin funnel cake.
Ooh.
And like a spiral. I don't think it tastes like it. I think it's probably a different flavor composition. But again, like the closest thing I can think of. And then my personal favorite that I've tried is called gulab jamuns. They are spherical bread, more spheres, that is soaked in syrup or honey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I could eat like 10,000 of them. They're so good. The Indian restaurant that's down the street from my house sells them, and they only ever give me 2. And I'm like, no, I need like 50 of these, please.
No,
They're
why
so good.
2? I need at least 8, like at a minimum.
Yeah, I need a lot more. I don't know what it is that it's not maple syrup. I don't know. It's
crack.
Yes, thank you. And I found a link for 100 Diwali recipes if you want to try out some of these snacks yourself. They'll be in the show notes for you.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yes, please try out some Indian snacks because Indian food is so good. Another tradition is Rangoli, and Rangoli is usually like a colored powder or like rice or flower petals, some kind of, or I think sand too, like colored sand. But the Rangoli, there are these patterns or designs on the ground with the powder or the flower petals or other fine materials. This tradition is over 5,000 years old. Hella old. And it's so beautiful.
Wow. So old. Like, I'm wrapping my brain around just old.
Like traditions. Like from 5,000 years ago. From like the third, no, I don't even know what century that would be, BCE. But yeah, like 3000 BCE. And we're still doing those traditions today.
Family traditions.
Another tradition is fireworks. Fireworks are huge. And from what I saw, it's not so much like the big, like booming firecrackers. I see a lot of pictures of like sparklers.
Oh, okay.
And probably more like handmade fireworks.
Is that safe?
Well, one reported Diwali, over 50,000 tons of fireworks were used.
Oh, that's a lot.
In 2016, it was a public health crisis in Delhi after the smoke lingered for days after Diwali. There were so many fireworks that went on.
What?
Yeah.
So no, it's not safe.
No, it's not. So Delhi already does not have great air quality, and it just made it worse. And actually, in 2017, the Delhi government banned the sale of fireworks. I think it's still imposed today.
Oh, that's gotta be bad. But I bet people are still making their own.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the thing is, it is not illegal to have fireworks. It is illegal to sell fireworks. That's the ban. And there are mixed reactions. So I was reading the news article that I found about it. It's from 2017, so it was a while ago. But there were people that were like, Diwali will be boring for the children if you take away fireworks. That's what made it interesting. You just took all the pizzazz out of Diwali.
Ma'am, you can't breathe.
I know. And then there are other people
trying to kill the children.
Right. They need to fill their lungs with oxygen, not fireworks.
Not smoke. Oh no.
And there are other people that were like, good. I'm glad the fireworks are banned because they were a nuisance and the air is toxic. So, good.
It's nice to know there's people like that everywhere. It's always. I mean,
you've heard of like the first like written complaint in history from like 3,000 years ago about a guy's, like, literally someone etched in stone about some guy's crappy copper.
Yeah.
Like, people have always been complaining.
Yeah, always. They're either for it or against it, and it's always about 50-50, and we just don't, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It is comforting to know it's not just here, though, so.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You can also do colorful string lights if, for like your room or your house or whatever. And you will usually wear like very colorful clothing, and women will decorate their hands with henna art.
I like henna.
Me too. It's very pretty. So there are different areas of India that celebrate it, of course, because India is fucking big, y'all.
Yeah.
It is.
Fucking big.
It's either the first or second largest continent. No, subcontinent. India's a subcontinent. Yeah.
Nose goes. I don't know.
Sorry, it is not a continent. It is in Asia, which is a continent. It is either the biggest or second biggest country. So, of course, different areas will celebrate it a little bit differently. And I already talked about like the differences in like the religious mythology. And also it's celebrated all over the world with the different diasporas. Mm-hmm. Like in the US and the UK, everywhere that there's like a congregation of people who celebrate Diwali, they'll have their own celebrations for it. Other people will cleanse in the water of the various holy rivers in India. I didn't list all of them because there's a lot. People will burn effigies of Ravana, that demon that Lord Rama fought against. The city of Ayodhya, which was King Rama's birthplace, they have been setting world records for lit oil lamps since 2018.
Wow.
In 2023, they set the new world record for lit oil lamps, totaling 2,223,676 lamps.
What? How do you light that many?
You get a lot of people, and I think this top picture I have, I think it's from Ayodhya, with like the light shows and all the different lamps on the ground. But if you like look at like an aerial view, actually, let me find a picture really quick because it's really cool. So, okay, I'm gonna copy and paste this picture into the notes so you can see, Emily, because it's insane. Okay, I just posted it. That's from their 2023.
What?
There's so many lamps, you can't even see like individual lamps.
How do you count that?
Very carefully.
I guess each square has an X amount of lamps and then...
Yeah, I assume it sounded, when I was reading the article about it, it sounded like a very organized ordeal.
It would have to be.
Yeah. We'll see if they broke their record this year in 2024, because it just ended.
Wow.
Actually, let me see if I can Google it really quick. I'll cut out all the dead space. Apparently, they did beat their old world record.
Oh, they did?
So this is on the Economic Times English edition. They set 2 new Guinness World Records in spectacular Diwali celebration on Lord Rama's land. No, I don't want to sign in. This year they had 2,512,585 oil lamps.
They're running out of room for lamps. They have to be.
Let's see if there's any pictures.
Oh my God. What? It's so pretty.
Y'all, they had to move into the river to accommodate all the lamps.
I'm sure for safety too.
I'm sure. No, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's so pretty. I want to go.
I know, right? So just a couple like modern things that have happened with Diwali. In 2009, the British Prime Minister... I just completely... I don't know what happened there. British Prime Minister. Wow, okay. For the first time, British Prime Minister Gordon Brown celebrated Diwali for the first time. And a few years ago, the National Assembly of Pakistan adopted a resolution to allow different communities to celebrate Holi, Diwali, and Easter. Cool. Because there's several religious minorities in Pakistan, like Hinduism and Christianity. And so they are able to celebrate their holiday.
Nice.
And like I said earlier, Diwali is India's biggest holiday season, bigger than Thanksgiving and Christmas in the U.S.
Wow, it's hard to get bigger than Christmas.
And I think I may have just written U.S. It may have been in the U.S. and Canada.
What? I mean, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, yeah. Honestly, that's all I have on Diwali. It took like 20 minutes, maybe.
Well, this was great. Y'all got to hear half of the episode, us just chitty-chatting.
Just chit-chatting. It did take about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it did. You were right. I think we're getting pretty good at, like, knowing how long something's going to take.
Yeah. After repeated, like, oops, my episode is 15 pages and it's going to be a lot longer than 1 hour.
Yeah. Last week when I looked at my final notes, and I was still researching as, like, I was getting on the Zoom, and it was at, like, 19. I'm like, oh, no. Which is why we're doing this one on another day.
Yeah, we recorded hers last week because by the time it was over, it was, like, almost midnight her time.
And we were dead.
Yeah. So that's Diwali. I hope everyone who celebrates it had a wonderful Diwali. Yeah. I hope you had a great time.
You know, I think it's really interesting to see different cultures, different things. Like, this whole time I was kind of thinking of, like, the pagans, how they, if I'm getting this correct, this is literally just off the dome, like, they would celebrate with lights as well to overcome the darkness, to remind them that, like, even in the darkest day, longest night of the year, that the light will come back. And that's kind of morphed into the Christmas tree, if I'm remembering correctly. And different cultures
that's kind of how Samhain came about too, right?
I think. And it's the same symbolism used for different things throughout the world. It's really cool.
It is really cool. And like, it's so interesting to see, like, in so many different cultures, you know, as winter approaches and the days get shorter and night encroaches faster and the harvest is over, so many different pockets from around the world have like kind of developed similar traditions.
It's because seasonal depression hits everyone.
I do think like one thing that is a takeaway from this, in all seriousness, is that like we're not that different.
We're really not.
Like us as humans, like we love to see the light in the dark as a whole, and like clinging on to the hope that the new year will come and light will come back and we can tough it out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's so sweet. And true. I think the more you learn about other cultures, the more you realize that you have more similarities than differences, in regardless of like what you do.
100%.
Yeah. We're all a bunch of weirdos on a floating, spinning rock.
In the middle of nothing.
So do what you want. Nicely.
Yeah. Yeah. Be kind to other people. It's just us, you know?
Yeah. We're on this rock together.
Yeah. Well, shall we get into our socials?
Oh, yeah, we should. Okay. Facebook.
Ill-Equipped History podcast group and page.
Gmail.
Ill-equippedhistory@gmail.com.
TikTok.
@Ill-Equipped-History.
Instagram.
@Ill-Equipped-History.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/Ill-Equipped-History. For $5 a month, you can sign up for our bonus episodes and stickers upon signing up.
Stickers! And every time we make a new one, we just send them to you. So, sign up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's too late to get our special edition Halloween sticker.
You snooze, you lose. No, it's too late.
See, I was thinking, it's too late to apologize. That's the one that was going through my head.
Oh. I went straight like 70s.
You did. So thanks for listening. I hope, again, everyone that celebrated Diwali had a wonderful one. I hope you guys have a great one next year.
Yeah.
Hope Ayodhya continues to beat its world record. Go you guys.
Yeah. And find the light everywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.